Hello readers and writers of the internet, welcome back. Whew, it has been a minute. It has been a very long minute. This feels very weird. Quick apology, I'm sorry this took so long. I've been really busy, finals have been coming up, so like final tests, final quizzes, all that stuff. And Thanksgiving break is coming up soon too, so it's just been really busy, really hectic. Also signed up for classes for next semester, so you know, it is what it is. But this video is going to be the top new releases in November. I think there's like 6-ish books in here, so a pretty decent number. I know it is the middle of the month. Most of them probably already come out, but that's okay. Let's get into it. All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody. This one comes out November 9th, or came out November 9th. I could have sworn that this one was published before, but like everything like I'm looked at, it's like November 9th, so I don't know if somehow a few of the bookstores around me got like an early release or what. I have no idea what's going on there. But basically this is a tournament where people are chosen, thrust into it, and then if they win, they get magic. It's 7 people, and right off the bat, I'm just going to say this reminds me a lot of Hunger Games, in which younger adults are kind of forced into this arena, and they have to kill one another, and the winner gets like this big prize and all that. I kind of wish that the synopsis kind of delved a bit more into the characters. I kind of want to see who they are, even if it's just like a cocky brunette or a nerdy one. I don't really care. I just want a few, but I get it because there are 7 people, so it does make me think that it will be following all 7 people, which I could see get a bit too clustered, but hopefully it doesn't. I mean, Six of Crows, they had 6 people. In Crooked Kingdom, 6 people. In Six of Crows, I believe it was only 5 narrations, but that didn't feel too muddy or anything. There Will Come a Darkness, it had like 4 or 5 people. That wasn't too muddy, if I remember correctly. So yeah, quite a few of these, they kind of like bounce from POV to POV, so it doesn't really bug me. It's just sometimes there is a lack of characterization when that happens, because it's like, oh, let's get to this plot, but oh, let's go to this person. I'm like, okay, let's just calm down. Let's just calm down. So yeah, I am excited for this one. It's not going to be my top on the list. I do love the title. It makes me think there are going to be a lot of morally gray characters, but that isn't really stated here. It's more so just the plot of the book. Really no characterization, no like wants or needs. It's just like they're going to fight. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't tell me what I want to know. But You'll Be the Death in Me by Karen M. McManus. This one comes out the 30th, so at the very end of the month. I want to be the first one to say it. I'm kind of tired of these covers that Karen M. McManus does. It was on One of Us is Lying, You Can Keep a Secret, The Cousins. All of her books, they look the same. It's very confusing to me because it makes me think they're part of something where they're like completely different. Like The Cousins is completely different than One of Us is Lying. You'll Be the Death of Me, from what I can tell, is completely different from One of Us is Lying too. I get it. It's most likely the same company, and they're like, okay, this formula works. This is kind of what the author like goes about, let's just keep it, which is fine, whatever. I get it. It is a marketing strategy, because you can look at any of Karen's books and be like, oh, that's by her, you know, the author who did that, because that reminds me of that. So I do understand it. It's just kind of annoying by this point. Anyway, this book follows 3 characters, Ivy, Mateo, and Cal. Long story short, they decide to ditch school one day, and they see another fellow classmate ditching school. They follow him, and they witness his murder. So now they are suspects, they've seen things, and a lot of them are holding secrets. This has kind of been done before in quite a few other books, especially murder mystery high school books. It's kind of tropey, not gonna lie. It interests me though. I have not read One of Us is Lying. I really want to though. I've heard it's very good, and I think it's Hulu. I think Hulu has the show on it that I've kind of been like, I kind of want to watch that, but I kind of want to read the book first, but I might watch it and then read the book. Who knows? But despite you know, not reading any of her books, I can tell that she does this trope and this cliche very well. And even then, she does kind of seem aware of it. Like she calls one of the characters like a type A Abby. Oh, outsider Cal or whatnot. Oh, the whatever workaholic Mateo. So like she does kind of seem aware of it, and that could play into a positive or negatively. So I have no idea. I just saw this, so I was like, oh, that's cool. She's coming out with a new book, and again, from what I can tell, this is completely different from her other books. A lot of people though are asking, and like, is this like the third book to One of Us is Lying? They're like, no, it's not. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. The Collective by Allison Galen. This one has come out the 2nd, so it's been out for quite a bit. This one, before I go into anything, this one, it sounds interesting, but already I can kind of pinpoint problems, but at the same time, it's like, even if there are problems, I still really want to read it, and right now it has a 4.14 on Goodreads, so it could just be me just being stupid, like always. But anyway, this follows Camille, I believe, and she is grieving. She lost her daughter 5 years ago, and the person who she believes to be responsible is a very privileged person who got off. And then she finds a group of women who call themselves the Collective, and they take her in and they like tell her the stories like, oh, you know, rich people get away with this all the time. Like the same thing happened to me. You know, I've lost a husband, blah, blah. And then, for justice, they actually end up orchestrating these really precise murders in which they get revenge. Now, the main issue that I can see right away is that the sentence says, as Camille struggles to comprehend whether this is role-playing exercise or terrifying reality, blah, 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 blah. Right then and there, I'm just like, it's obviously real. like they're not getting the people that they hate. They're not finding these so-called killers. They're like, hey, we're just gonna pretend to kill you. Is that okay? You know, they're not doing that. So I can see that kind of being stupid, and like I can see that reoccurring throughout the book, and it's just being like half of it just being her like, oh my gosh, is this real or not? I'm losing my mind. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I gave a fully grown woman the teenage voice of me in middle school. I don't know why that was a thing, but it happened, and it's staying in here because I'm the editor. But yeah, like I can see that kind of being annoying. And this happens a lot with my adult thrillers in which the main character is specifically a woman character is very naive to everything, overreacts. Like the prime example would be The Couple Next Door. Like the main woman character is like hysterical all the time, like doesn't put the most simplistic pieces together. Like it's just so annoying. I'm like, you're an adult, use your brain. You know, like if I can read these YA books that have like 15, 16, 17-year-olds like outthinking everything, planning everything, fully understanding the gruesomeness that's going around them, then an adult can too. Okay? Like, reel it in, sweetie. Reel it in. But yeah, the premise of this seems interesting enough, so like I am willing to kind of overlook that. However, though, if I do like go to pick up and I read reviews that are like, oh, she's stupid about the thing, I probably won't get it because I'm just tired of dumbed down adults. You know, like, do they exist? Yes. But like it's the same thing with teenagers. Are there smart emo teenagers? Yes. Do I want that in every single book? No. No, I don't. It's also that also goes back to the trope in like YA in which every single teenager is smarter than all the adults. I'm just like, I get it. You can be smarter. You could maybe know what's going on just a bit more, but like the adults are still pretty smart too, and you're dumbing them down quite a bit. So I do like it when there's a teenager and adult relationship, friendly relationship, not a romantic one, a friendly one, like a family one, in which you know they're both like, hey, you know, you're young, you're sporadic, use that to your advantage. I'm old. I'll use that to mine, you know? So yeah, that's really the only concern that I have. I love revenge storylines, in case you guys didn't know by the many revenge storylines that I've written. But yeah, I just love that aspect because revenge is a very strong, prominent feeling and or emotions with humans, and a lot of judgment can be clouded with that feeling. So I just like seeing everything just like crumbling. Like I love that. Uh, so yeah, I do like that. I just hope that it really just focuses on like the I guess the psychologicalness of it would be the correct word. Like just the deep delve into the I know what I'm doing is messed up, but what you did is even more messed up, and that justifies what I'm doing, even though it doesn't. You know, I just like that kind of talk where they can justify almost anything in their head. It makes them just a little bit more real. Anyway, I've been rambling a bit about this one. Let's move on to the next. Her Perfect Family by Teresa Driscoll. This one came out November 1st, so it's been out for a bit. This one, it sounds like a few thrillers I've read before, I'm not gonna lie. But that being said, the twist, I guess, in the premise and then the way it's set up is still intriguing enough to capture my attention. So Ed and Rachel Hartley, they're married, they have a daughter, she's in graduation, and then she gets on stage and boom, she gets shot, she's in a coma. And the police are trying to figure out who did this. They're starting to uncover something that's like, oh, she was about to, you know, reveal something, blah, blah, blah. So it's just kind of that, like, hidden mess meaning, I guess. And he even suspects that Ed and Rachel are hiding something from not only, like, him and the public, but from themselves, too. So they have their own little secrets as well. This one, it sounds particularly interesting because it sounds like it's going to both take place in the teenage mind, or the YA trope slash cliches, and then it's also going to take place in the adult mystery thriller tropes slash cliches. And what I mean by that is having a teenager, especially around like an important time of the year, about to reveal something about another high school student. That's kind of a trope, you know. It's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, ruin your life. Like, I believe that's what happened in One of Us Just Lying. Like, Simon, I think he, like, revealed a lot about people, and then, like, he died. And it's like, oh, my goodness. You know, one of these people didn't want to. So, we got that aspect of it. And then we have the aspect of, like, the parents, and then the traditional cop to parent story, which hopefully will be a lot better than the couple next door, because I really didn't like it there. Yeah, that's really all I can say. I really enjoy a family that has quite a lot of secrets. If they're played out correctly, it benefits the story a lot. If not, it's just annoying. So hopefully that's not the case. But this one has a 4.06, so I don't think that's the case. So I think we're good there. The Hidden by Melanie Golding. This one came out November 9th, so it's been out for a bit. It has a 4.02, so pretty good. First off, I really do enjoy this cover. Before we get into it, I'm not gonna lie, the synopsis kind of confused me just a bit because it changed tense quite a lot in which what it was talking about. So I was kind of confused. I had to like backtrack and look at the characters' names and be like, oh, okay, so that's relevant before the actual plot takes off. Got it. But I will try to summarize this as best as I can. A little girl is found on the side of the road. Mother comes pick her up, right? And then Gregor, a seemingly single man, is found bludgeoned to death, bludgeoned and left for dead in his apartment, so he's still alive. And there's a children's toy in his apartment. It's like, what's this about? And then this is where it gets confusing. It talks about Ruby, who I don't know who Ruby is. Looks into Gregor's apartment, leading to the discovery of his secret family. So it sounds like he is keeping people, and that the child and wife at the first sentence could be the child and wife like now, and then they escaped and beat him. I don't know. Like if that is the case, it's really interesting, and it really holds my attention because I love kidnapping stories. I especially love just like locked away kidnapping stories, which just like the kidnapper and the victim. But like this synopsis, I think could have used a bit of work, honestly, in which like how it was worded and like the setup towards it, because I'm kind of confused. I don't know. And then evidently this secret family begs Ruby to do something for a mentally ill mother that he's keeping. So like they're asking her. So like they know that she's there. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. This hurts. I actually have a headache now, and I've had caffeine. I've had so much caffeine today. It's not even funny, but I kind of want more. But like it's so expensive. So I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, like that's really the only thing that kind of concerns me is that the synopsis and that I'm reading / interpreting it wrong. Because it does sound very interesting. It does have a high rating. I love the cover. I love the setups. Like each setup I like. I'm just confused in how / when they take place. So yeah, I really don't know. And that is it for November new releases this month. I believe there were 5. There were actually 2 on my list that I ended up not doing because after I reread the synopsis, I'm like, I'm not really interested in that. Like it's interesting, but not really for me, so I'm just not going to include it because there's an urban fantasy and then, I don't know, something else. And I was like, I'm never going to read this. I'm never going to read it. So yeah, 5. I'm not going to lie, this month I'm not too excited for it book-wise. It's not the best, I'm not going to lie. Like, the ones that are coming out are good. It's just, like, I feel like in September and October, like, I had a lot to choose from. And here, I was, like trying, I was grasping at straws. Like, you guys do not understand the amount of websites and Goodreads pages I had to go through to find these 5 books. Like, you have no idea how hard it was for me to find these things. Like, but anyway, that's my little tantrum session over. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know Kevin did, so thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you follow me on all my other social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, and my writing platforms. Those will be listed down in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!